remarks, but before we get into them, so much has been said on the other side. I just want to address some of that. First of all, I want to say, Mr. Moskowitz, you really do have talent. You really do have potential as a full-time stand-up comic, for real. You're good. You're good. It's fun. It really is enjoyable. I think you got some of your own material, too, and you embellish a little bit, but it's still fun. Secondly, on a serious note, earlier in the meeting, we were discussing the ranking member for the Committee of the Whole, something about deporting babies and U.S. citizens and ICE and detaining criminals. Let's be clear. First of all, that's not your issue. It's not why you're here. I'm sorry we had to digress to that. This is not a reconciliation meeting. I really do want to talk about the Bureau of Prisons and how we can make it better. And I really started the meeting out by saying I was extending my hand to see we're going to disagree on some stuff, but let's see if we can work together to make it better, because what those folks are going through isn't good. We can do better. Quite frankly, it's been going on for years on both sides of the aisle, so let's not anybody be holier than thou in this, okay? And we're not deporting babies, by the way. I have to bring it up because it said, and we're not deporting, and I know somebody's going to disagree with me on the other side, probably the ranking member, and that's fine, U.S. citizens. There were a lot of folks that shouldn't have been in the United States of America that were committing crimes and doing bad things that nobody appreciated, obviously, that committed murders, disfigured people, raped people, hurt people. Some of them were on the terror watch list. We're not speaking about immigrants. We love immigrants, but we don't like those people. And yes, the border is much, much better now than it was. And yes, sometimes we might need some help from the Bureau of Prisons, but ultimately it makes it a lot better for them too, not having lots of bad folks come into the United States. I just want to, again, focus on associating myself with the remarks of Mr. Biggs. We really want to try to do something together here. It's my goal, and I know it's hard, and I know it's highly partisan, but I think there are some areas we're not going to agree on everything. We know it. We have divergent ideas for the future of the United States, but there may be a few points where we can come together to try to make it better, and that's what I hope for, and that's what I hope we would do. Finally, Mr. Goldman made a remark, too, about, I think I heard it right, and if I didn't, I apologize, but I believe I did, about jackbooted Gestapo agents as far as ICE. The men and women who work for ICE are oh so similar to people that work for corrections. They're just doing their job. They want a safe America. It's a hard job. It's a brutal job. It's not easy. They've been understaffed, abused, and mistreated for years. I don't like it in corrections. I don't like it in ICE. We shouldn't do it to anybody. So, no, they're not Gestapo agents. And that's abusive and inappropriate to refer to them so much. And I do call out Mr. Goldman for doing that. I wish he was here. Finally, real quickly, because I used up a lot of my time, but if you give me a brief answer, Mr. Wild, what structural or policy reforms would give you and your teams the stability and the access to really serve incarcerated individuals? The work you do, I like. It was referenced before by Mr. Cohn. When you believe in something and you believe you can get better, I've been around corrections a lot, and some of the most successful work that I have seen done is faith-based, whatever the faith is. Just the faith that there's something greater and bigger and better for all of us, quite frankly. We all need that, including those of us who sit up here. But tell me, how can we make it better?
First of all, we would ask for the full implementation of the tenets of the First Step Act. Prison Fellowship is situated to be able to provide these services to those who live in prison, those who work in prison, family members, and to create better neighbors inside and outside. We believe that we have something really important and valuable to be able to offer to this conversation, and we're ready to do that. And so with the First Step Act, we would encourage the inclusion of other faith-based organizations.
I hope that this committee in some way can help. That's something I believe, I'm hopeful, that across party lines that we can agree on, that there's a place for God to help people rehabilitate, regardless of what D or R is next to our name. Mr. Potter, would you agree, and I think this is what I got from your testimony, and then I'll be done, but I want to just summarize it, and you can say yes or no, that we don't actually listen to the correctional officers enough. We always do this in everything that government does. We don't listen to the people who are most directly affected. Do you believe within the current budget we actually could make it a lot better? And finally, recidivism, phew, that's a hard word for me. Do you agree that the quality of the facility actually affects that? I know it's 3 questions real briefly.
Yes, I do
Sorry, I'm
believe,
looking at you. Yes, go ahead. No, you're correct. You're correct.
okay, yes, I do believe that listening to the men and women that do the work is extremely important. And they're the second largest stakeholder in the system. So any reform that's going to happen is going to affect them as well.
Thank you, Mr. Potter. I yield back. With that, I will recognize the